Here are my spoiler-related thoughts on the Season 3 premiere of House of the Dragon. For starters, I like how the episode picks up exactly where the Season 2 finale left off, with Rhaena running towards a feral dragon named Sheepstealer. And while I absolutely love the design of Sheepstealer, I also have a friend whose cousin has a dog with an underbite, so I couldn't help but to think about his silly little face for the entirety of the episode's runtime. Also, I understand that Rhaena's storyline is being combined with another characters from the books, and that probably explains why her development with Sheepstealer feels a little rushed. And I do like where the storyline ultimately ends up going in the episode. I just think that the build-up could have been fleshed out a bit better. But I totally forgot that Alicent agreed to let Rhaenyra come and kill Aegon, so by the time she returns to King's Landing to find that Aegon and Larys are nowhere to be found, I was just as surprised as she was. But I love that Alicent immediately starts to freak out and tries her best to come up with a new plan. Olivia Cooke is so good here. And it'll be interesting to see what will happen to Aegon and Larys, especially since they didn't get too far without having to reveal their real identities. Of course, I love the image of Aemond sitting on the Iron Throne. Taking over from his brother does make sense for his character, as does the weird, incestuous kiss that he gives his mother, unfortunately enough. And again, between this and the vampire Lestat, I think I've had my fill of characters who have a weird Oedipus complex going on. Daemon doesn't have a lot to do in this episode, but it was awesome to see his forces team up with some Northerners. Hopefully we'll get to see them in some real combat in the weeks to come. And the same goes for Rhaenyra's newly christened Dragon Riders. Sir Criston Cole still sucks, obviously. Speaking of things that could have been fleshed out a little better, I'm surprised that Lohar ended up dying since we were just introduced to her in the last episode. But the action scenes with her in it are all undeniably entertaining. The Battle of the Gullet and the sailing sequence that takes place during the action is incredibly shot and unbelievably exciting. Only Game of Thrones could get me to care about some sailboats. Plus, I love how chaotic the entire battle is. There is no winner here, but there are plenty of heartbreaking losses on both sides. My biggest gripe with the episode, though, comes from the fact that Vermax got shot not only once, but twice. The odds of successfully shooting down a dragon should be astronomically impossible, and yet we've seen it happen a handful of times already, which is a bit frustrating because it's starting to feel like anyone with a giant crossbow can just kill a dragon. And I understand that these giant beasts gotta die somehow. I just wish that shooting them down from the sky was depicted as being a far more difficult task. Anyway, rest in peace, Jace. I'll miss you, bud. I'm sure your mom will too, and I'm sure that she'll handle the fact that your cousin accidentally helped get you killed quite well. Poor Rhaenyra. She starts this episode thinking that she has the throne in the bag, and then everything just goes to shit. But that's just life, I suppose. So while I think that this episode would have made for a better Season 2 finale, one that probably would have helped save the reputation of Season 2 in general, I think that it still acts as a solid premiere to Season 3. Now that we've established where everyone is at and what everyone is doing, I'm hoping that the next few episodes won't feel as scattered as this one. Because now that we probably got the biggest set piece in a while out of the way, we can slow down a bit and focus on seeing the consequences and the ramifications of the events that took place during this episode. And I'm looking forward to seeing them. But be sure to let me know what you think of this episode. And as always, thanks for watching.